I'm a forward-looking person. I love to dream about the future. I like to envision something down the road and then I work hard to pursue it. I love to put wheels on a dream. That's fun to me. And I really think that's a healthy wiring within me. It's a gift that God gave me. But sometimes even some of the greatest gifts that God has given us can become hindrances when they move into unhealthy places. And my problem is that I sometimes get so focused on what's to come and working to make a dream a reality that I sometimes forget to stop and enjoy life in the present. And so I have to get really intentional about living today in the present. Stay tuned all the way to the end, and I'm going to give you 3 steps to enjoying life in the present. Hey there, I'm Ryan Franklin, and this is Church Leader Made Simple, and I would love for you to join me every week as we explore leadership topics that will help you get the clarity needed to move your church or organization forward. Just hit the subscribe button and the bell to get notified as soon as I post a new session. And without any further delay, let's get to it. Enjoying life in the present is something that I've struggled with most of my life until the last couple of years. And I believe there's a ton of leaders out there that are struggling with the same thing that I struggled with. And here's why I struggled with it. For me personally, I was driven by the future, by what's to come. And I was always driven by high prudence and high productivity and accomplishments. And that's what motivated me every day, at the expense of being present in the moment. I would struggle to enjoy the process of the work that I was doing. And if it was a project that took me weeks or months, I would go to work on that project with focus and persistence. And many times I would struggle to just slow down and enjoy the moment, enjoy the people that I had the privilege of working with. It was like I had tunnel vision at times, and I would work hard to accomplish something. It was sort of like a high to get to the end of that task and look back at what I had done. And then I would emotionally crash. And it was hard for me to admit then, but it was literally my addiction. And I failed to realize just how important it was for me to slow down and to enjoy the relationships in my life, enjoy each step of the process of work, enjoy interacting with the people of God, using the other gifts that the Lord gave me to contribute to a team, to love people and interact with people well. And one time my executive coach told me that I live in a world of structure that doesn't exist for anyone else. And that sort of hit me really hard at the time, and it stuck with me for years, even to today. What he was saying is that my unhealthy use of my gift of seeing vision and my gift of prudence to work towards that vision was really no life at all. I was somehow missing the big picture of biblical life. 1 Corinthians 13 verses 1 through 3 says, "Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not love, I am become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I can remove mountains and have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not love, it profit me nothing." And of course, without the love of Christ, definitely, but also without the love of people in my life, without me slowing down from accomplishing things, even good things, and loving them, instead of just always go, without that love, I'll eventually deteriorate the very relationships in my life that bring the most biblical fulfillment in my life. What my coach was telling me is that I've got to soften that drive in me just a little bit and begin to see some resemblance of balance and slowing down and mentally processing what's going on in the present, enjoying what I'm doing today, enjoying and ministering to the people that may cross my path today. And that's hard for me to do, but it's so important for long-term fulfillment in life and in ministry. But there's another side to this. I experienced another season of life at one point. Contrary to my gift of dreaming about the future and working towards that vision, there's actually been times in my life where I didn't have even a clue about the future. There's times where I've struggled for direction and vision for my future. And I can remember a number of years ago praying in the prayer room of our church for direction, just crying out to the Lord for direction, because I felt like I was just waking up every morning and just living life, taking care of the kids, working my job, earning a paycheck, going through the motions of life, doing my best just to live in the present. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but inside I was feeling miserable because I knew there was so much more. I was living so much in the present that there was no excitement for the future, and I didn't have anything good to work towards. My life was sort of mundane, and really the best way that I can describe what I was feeling is that I just felt sort of lost. I really needed vision for my life. So Ryan, what are you trying to tell me today? Here it is. I'm trying to tell you that if you find yourself in either of these circumstances in life, if you're so busy working towards something that you aren't living in the moment, or you find yourself miserable because you're not working towards a God-given vision, something has to change if you desire to have a long-lasting fulfillment in life. And really, you're actually probably not in a bad place, because the way I see it is that you're actually about 50% of the way to get to where you need to be if you find yourself in either of those places. Because here's the deal. The key to enjoying life in the present is having a balance between those two extremes. There's actually a sweet spot where you're healthily striving to accomplish a God-given vision for your life, and you're living and enjoying the present. And though it may feel impossible at times, it is possible to have both. Let me give you a few steps that you can take to find balance. Step 1 is to make sure that you have a God-given vision for your life. Scripture says in Proverbs 19:18, where there is no vision, the people perish. And so it's critical that we have something in our future that we're working towards. Vision is so important to motivation and to fulfillment in life. And if you have none, you're not going to enjoy life. And I just so happened to literally just post a video last week on creating that vision, and I'll place a link in the description. And even if you feel that you're okay, that you're good with vision, I would still encourage you to go check that out and at least review your vision for your life. Also, let me warn you that not everybody is good at forward thinking. Not everybody's a visionary. Not everybody has that gift. And if you're still struggling in this area of your life after listening to that lesson, be sure to find somebody that can help you. Somebody that you trust, like a pastor or a mentor or a capable peer. That's so very important. So step 1 is to make sure you have a God-given vision for your life. Step 2 is to make sure you're enjoying the moment. How do you do that? There's really a ton of different ways, but I'll tell you several ways that I do, several things that I do. First, every week when I do my start of the week site, I ask myself this question: what successes did I have in the previous week? And then I slow down and I thank God for what's been accomplished. And on the weeks that I don't have much to put there, because maybe it was sort of a slow week for me last week, I even celebrate the fact that I was okay just having a slower, more restful week. And by the way, I also recently did a video on Start of the Week site. It's called Learn How to Give Vision to Your Week. I'll put a link in the description as well. That's probably one of the most helpful videos that I've done to date. And so go watch that if you haven't already. So another thing that I do to sort of help me enjoy the moment, to enjoy the day, when I'm praying each morning, I spend time just meditating. I sit in the presence of the Lord and I reflect on what's going on in my life, and I give the Lord an opportunity to speak into my life as I give Him my full attention. And then lastly, I just try to live my life with margin. And this isn't possible all the time, but I try not to cram my life so full that I can't be sporadic occasionally if someone important in my life needs me or just wants to talk to me. And because I'm so structured, I've got to force myself to sometimes be sporadic with those key relationships in my life. And if you need help with margin in your life, guess what? I have a video for that as well. It's called How to Create Margin in Your Life, and I'll put a link to that in the description. So to recap, if you want to learn to enjoy life in the present, step 1 is to make sure you have a God-given vision for your life. Step 2 is to make sure you're also enjoying the moment. And then the last step, step 3, is to find balance between your vision for the future and enjoying the moment. And when you find that balance or you find that sweet spot, it's amazing how you can enjoy life in the present. And when you enjoy life in the present, you're really living life in a healthy and a full way. And that's exactly where I want to be in my life. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you found value from this session, I would greatly appreciate you hitting the like button or writing a review. And also sharing this content on your favorite social media sites. It just helps me extend my reach. Hope you have a great day. God bless.